Hey guys, it's Arden here once more again, and today for all of you, another model kit pickup. Yes, this one around is going to be just pure model kits, mainly two, as I was only able to pick up two this time around, but they're still pretty good model kits. Two of my favorite franchises, I'm going to be honest. No Gundams, but they are favorite franchises. One being Dragon Ball, the other one being Kamen Rider. So without further ado, let's dive right into what I picked up this time around. And we're back and starting off with the first model kit, and this is the Dragon Ball one of the Figurized Standard line. This right here is Ultimate Gohan, as we see during the events of the Buu Saga, and it's not just Ultimate Gohan, this is a version of Gohan that we can transfer between Ultimate Gohan and the future Gohan, as we see during the events of the Android Saga during Trunks' backstory. And it's also a pretty nice model kit. I'm sure really happy I should end up finding this, as this is also the Figurized Standard line, so it's one of the lines that Bandai's using to basically make a bunch of model kits of basically different franchises, which I actually do love, because basically just making them basically update their model kits to basically become much more better, more and more in the future kits. And this right here is basically what we get for Ultimate Gohan. I see right here on the left side right here. So both Ultimate Gohan and Super Saiyan Gohan look side by side, which is actually pretty nice. You can swap them out. There are actually different types of clothing and materials they actually have on their gis for the two differences right here. Then on here we see right here basically the different faceplates between Ultimate Gohan and regular Super Saiyan Gohan, and the basically different expressions that they actually show, which is pretty nice. I do love the whole word effects for the attacks, like the bonk, the cow, kapow, the boom, really nice. And then the effect parts that we also get from them too, which is actually pretty nice. And the multiple manipulator points too. Those are actually pretty great. Overall, pretty nice. And then on the other side right here, we have basically just the synopsis, story synopsis for Ultimate Gohan and future Gohan here, showing off how we basically gain his full potential. And then future Gohan fighting against the androids trying to survive in the future world. And over here basically showing the updated systems for these model kits to basically make them much more posable, especially with the arm joints right here. And these stickers for more facial expressions, which is pretty great. And then three more model kits, part of the Figurized Standard for Dragon Ball. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which we did do a review for the Dragon Stars figure, but this is the model kits, which is a little bit much more materials and faceplates, which I actually might try to get. Then we got Bardock, and then we get Jiren, which is also pretty nice. I will be probably building this somewhere this week, so I might do a review of this guy somewhere this week, depending whenever I eventually build them. But overall, this is pretty nice. And going from Dragon Ball to Kamen Rider. And again, yes, this one's another Figurized Standard. This one is Masked Rider Decade from Kamen Rider Decade right here. The World Destroyer, or the Destroyer of Worlds, as is the meme goes, for those who know. This Rider is Decade, as we see him during Kamen Rider Decade. He's basically the Masked Rider who basically goes around hopping through all the Kamen Riders' worlds trying to find a place for himself. And one of the fun things about Decade right here, not only his weaponry and design, he also has a lot of gimmicks right here. Basically have cars basically to swap through his build to basically change into whatever forms, which is actually the other thing too, because he actually does come with an adapter system. So basically, if you have any of the other riders, you actually can modify the waist to basically give his belt. So basically, you can make him like transform into the other riders, which is pretty nice. Which you can see right here in the picture right here is all pretty good. So I can't wait to do that, as I do have two other riders right now at the moment, Kuga and Nagito. I will be getting more, hopefully later down the line. And then right here, like with Gohan, we have synopsis of Masked Rider Decade, of why he's basically story-wise going through the world, trying to find a place for his own, which is pretty nice. And he does come with a stand, which is actually pretty nice. It's actually a little bit different stand than what we usually get, but overall pretty nice. Overall pretty good model kit. I'm actually really happy about this. Decade has actually become one of my favorite raiders, as lately my friends and I have been a little bit too busy, so I've been watching Kamen Rider on my own. So I'm actually right around watching Decade. And I'm really liking the show so far, which is actually pretty good. So when I eventually go around finishing it, I'll probably do maybe a review of it later down the line. And with that away, folks, that is it for my Figurized model kit haul. I guess we'll call that, or pickup haul I will call this. Overall, two great model kits right here, as we got Ultimate Gohan, which we can transform in two different versions between Ultimate Gohan and Future Gohan. And then we have Kamen Rider Decade, which, depending on how many model kit of the riders you have, you can actually swap him out for any of the other riders, so you can do like transformations you see in the show. Overall, pretty good model kits. Can't wait to build them out. I will probably be building them out hopefully somewhere this month, and probably will be doing the reviews for those later down the line. But yeah, without the way, folks, if you did like the video, consider liking, drop, comment, share, and subscribe. I always do appreciate it. And as always, have a nice day. This is Pyro signing out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.